Get back on the track.
So what did you think about the Xbox One?
I liked it.
Did you? We took Noah to the Microsoft Store up here in Michigan. There isn't one in Indiana, and this weekend they started having playable demo units in every Microsoft Store, so we knew we'd get some hands-on time with it.
Yeah.
And what games do they have?
Well, I did a race in Forza Motorsport 4, right?
Motorsport 5.
4 was the last one. And the graphics were just so crystal clear. It felt like you were actually in the game. The glare was just, it was precise. Everything was precise.
They had you play on like probably, I think a 70-inch TV, I'd say. And
Yeah,
it
it
had to
was
be about
big.
that.
So it was also very nice for the graphics. Then in that game, also the controller with the triggers vibrate now.
I have never got to see that, because when I played Killer Instinct...
It's just as if you're holding a controller. It's just the same feeling. And I don't know if there was difficulty with the controller, but it was only in my left trigger.
Oh, really? It wasn't in both?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I've never got to experience that. I played Battlefield 4, and there was no rumble, and I played Killer Instinct, and there was no rumble. I think I played something else. But I just let you play Forza 5,
Yeah,
and then together
and then-
we played Killer Instinct.
Yeah, Killer Instinct.
What do you think about that?
About the game or about the Xbox One for those?
Well, about the game first, and then we'll talk about the controller.
Well, the game is a little bit fast-paced. I mean, it's just a fighting game. Again, nothing really that special to me. And now, yeah, it was nothing very special.
I don't think Killer Instinct looks as good as Battlefield 4 or Assassin's Creed 4 or Forza 5, and I don't know if it's just because of the limited scope that it's a fighting game, and so you just have the characters on screen. Like, the models look good, but because they're not going for a realistic look, it just feels like really shiny Xbox 360. You know, and I think a lot of that has to do with that. They're picking characters and environments that are very cartoony, and so it has a very, like, over-the-top look.
Yeah.
I mean, the game was okay. I prefer Injustice. I think I'll be getting the updated Injustice
Of course.
version for the next-gen systems.
I agree.
But a little bit about the controller. I really like the controller. I thought the sticks were a little small when I played at E3, and the bumpers were a little weird, but I really like the controller. I think it's a pretty fine upgrade from the Xbox 360. Both controllers, the DualShock 4 and the Xbox One, are really stellar, I think, this time around. What did you think?
I would agree for the most part. I did think the sticks were a little bit small, a little bit close together. I'd like them more widespread.
The controller is a little bit smaller.
Yeah, it's a little bit small.
More like
I'd rather have
in your hands.
it wide for some reason. Yeah, it's definitely angled. It fits your hands much more comfortably and better. The triggers feel much nicer. But I've always never liked when you push like the bumpers or the D-pad and it clicks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. I like more of like a, I don't know what it is, like a soft, just like a...
Well, the bumpers are a lot squishier this time. They're not as clicky.
Well,
it's more of like more of like almost like a PlayStation controller trigger. Now the bumpers are extra thick, and there's way more like
but it's way more just like click, click, click than the triggers are like just like a
of course,
squish, and the buttons feel very nice as well. The controller's just a little bit small for me. I don't know why.
I'm surprised you say that because you have small hands, so you're like the perfect target person for this controller. Playing with it again for the first time in about 5 months, because I played it back at E3. I do really like it. I think when you're not thinking about it, because I tried today just to not really even look at it and just play it naturally like I would if I was playing with a 360 controller, I think then it feels totally normal. If you over-obsess, then yeah, the sticks are a little bit smaller, the triggers form a little bit better, the bumpers are a little bit squishier, and maybe it's a little bit smaller all in all, and the front panel is flatter, but I think it's going to become so natural so fast. Like I said, it's basically just a small step up from the Xbox 360 controller. The bigger difference is between DualShock 3 and 4. But all in all, what do you think of the box?
We also talked about the box. The box is just, if you're going on a trip to a hotel for a couple weeks and you want to take your Xbox with you, I don't know how you would lug that thing around with you. It's like about
big.
4 inches like wide, like up like length, and like 8 to 9 inches deep.
Yeah, this is the first time he saw it in person, and pictures don't really tell the whole story, because when
Yeah.
you see the units in advertisements and stuff, they make them seem like, oh, this one fits in this box, this one fits in this box. You can't really tell any size difference, but I was telling Noah, and he witnessed it for himself now, the Xbox One is significantly larger, thicker, deeper than the PlayStation 4, and has no form factor. It's very...
Yeah, it just looks like a box.
a big box, whereas
black box, yeah.
the PlayStation 4 is more angled and definitely a more futuristic looking piece of hardware. You also may note that the Kinect now is way chunkier and boxier.
Yeah, way chunkier.
It's shorter, like this way. It's not as long.
It seems like, now I understand why they came up with the name of Xbox. It's basically a big box and a little box, and they control all of what you're doing.
And it's a lot more in line with the first Xbox, surprisingly, in terms of the system, whereas, the Xbox 360 had more of that, whatever you want to call it, concave, convex look to it on both sides. This just is very chunky. That's the best word I can think to describe it.
I definitely agree, yeah.
But me personally, I was very impressed with Forza 5. I thought it looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Of course, keep in mind that the best graphics are yet to be seen and won't be seen for a number of years, so the potential of these consoles is not determined based on what we've seen thus far. It's what game developers can create up in the next, half decade or so. If you think about Perfect Dark Zero and Cameo versus Bioshock Infinite and, I don't know, Battlefield 4, or even something like a Gears of War 3 or a Halo 4, like the graphical leap in those few years is very large. So don't judge the power of this system solely based on the launch games. Realize that it is going to get a lot better.
I definitely agree.
So Noah got to play the Xbox One. I played the Xbox One. We are less than 2 weeks now from launch of Microsoft's new system. Sony's PS4 comes out in less than a week.
I'm very pumped for that.
And we will be playing both of them super soon. Thank you for your review.
Yep.
Good sir. You can check out the Xbox One early at any of Microsoft store locations around the country. They should have Killer Instinct and Forza 5. They can't put Call of Duty and Battlefield 4 in there. Their excuse was that they were mature rated. But I think also it has to do with third parties and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for joining us, Noah. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And pump for Xbox One. Until next time, we'll see you all later.